In the heart of New York City, there stood an old apartment building, its walls whispering forgotten secrets. Among its many rooms, one remained perpetually empty. Room 13. The longtime residents avoided speaking about it, but they all knew the stories. Emily Carter, an ambitious journalist, had always dismissed ghost stories as mere superstition. But when she heard about the recent mysterious death of a tenant in room 13, she saw an opportunity for a career-defining story. Ignoring the warnings, she rented the room for a week. At first, everything seemed normal. The walls were old, the air was heavy, and the silence was unsettling, but nothing more. Then, night fell, the lights flickered, casting eerie shadows. The sound of footsteps echoed in the hallway. Though no one was there, a faint whisper drifted through the air, so soft it could have been imagined. But when Emily looked into the bathroom mirror, her breath caught in her throat. The glass had fogged up, revealing words scratched into the condensation. "Get out." Determined to uncover the truth, Emily sought out Daniel Harper, an older tenant who had lived in the building for decades. At first, he refused to speak about the room, but eventually he relented. 30 years ago, a woman named Eleanor Blackwood had lived there with her fiancé. One night, she was found dead, hanging from the ceiling, her eyes wide open in terror. Her fiancé disappeared without a trace, and from that night on, room 13 was never the same. Those who stayed there reported disturbing visions, unexplained noises, and an overwhelming sense of dread. Some fled in fear, others were never seen again. Emily, convinced there was more to the story, decided to stay in the room and document everything. But the more she searched for answers, the stronger the presence in the room became. Each night, the disturbances grew worse. The sound of footsteps no longer stayed in the hallway. They were inside the room now. A shadow lingered in the corners. Watching her, water pooled on the floor, though there were no leaks. Then, one night, a loud knock echoed through the room. Emily hesitated, staring at the door. Slowly, she opened it. The hallway was pitch black, empty. She turned back and froze. Eleanor was standing right behind her. Her pale face was expressionless, her eyes void of life. Her dress was tattered, soaked in water. Her lips barely moved, whispering something Emily couldn't understand. Emily stumbled backward, trying to escape, but the room shifted. The walls stretched unnaturally, the door disappeared, and a cold darkness swallowed her whole. The next morning, Daniel knocked on Emily's door. No answer. Growing uneasy, he forced the door open. The room was empty. No trace of Emily remained. Only the mirror in the bathroom held a message, freshly etched into the glass. "You're next. From that day forward,